Of Two Minds.
Hey everybody, welcome to Of Two Minds. Two quick things. Number one, I am from the United States of America, so everything in this video that I say, it may not apply equally to you if you're from a different culture. Number two, I am not a licensed professional. This always happens to me. I find these people, they're chill, and then all of a sudden they just start being mean to me and avoiding me. What did I do to deserve this? Why can't people just relax and be friends? Well, right here on Of Two Minds, we talk about social situations and social interactions. That includes friendships and what that has to do with your mental health. Let's look for some solutions. The first and most obvious thing that I want to address here is that you're saying these people are mean to you. Why do you want to be friends with people who are mean to you? That doesn't make sense. If people are avoiding you and if they're actually genuinely harsh towards you, then they probably wouldn't make great friends to begin with. So consider just eliminating them from your life and let it go. And with that, you're done with the stress and you don't have to be freaking out about it anymore. But before you get to that point, have you communicated with this person? Do they know that you're seeking some sort of attention from them? Do they know you want to still be friends? Sometimes people just drift apart. Other times people misread each other and you have two people who just keep avoiding and backing up from each other. And meanwhile, both of you might actually want to be connected, but you're not voicing it. So make sure that you communicate that. Keep in mind sometimes that if you haven't been talking with somebody, there could be something going on in their lives. They could have just had a family member die or a friend die, or they could be going through a stressful time. Maybe something is going on at work. Maybe their relationship's on the rocks. So if you haven't talked to them, they may not be actually avoiding you. It just may be that they're having a hard time with something right now. Hey, Jamie, can we talk? Layla said that you've been going through something. Something else that I would look at that's within your control is there something about you that makes this person want to avoid you? And I don't want to shame you and I don't want you to feel bad about yourself, but the way that we interact with people kind of dictates the way that they're going to think about us and how they're going to want to be around us. So do you manipulate this person? Do you lie to them? Are you crossing their boundaries all the time? Do you always demand that things have to be done your way? Are you controlling? Do you guilt trip them? Do you act inappropriately when you're around them? Any of these things could make it so that somebody doesn't really want to be around you. So if that's the case, start to change your behavior so that maybe they'll warm up to you again. Hey jerk, I haven't heard from you in a while. Who cares what you think? I'm talking. A good friend would share their food with me. Give me that. Tell me what happened. Are you scared? Oh, I just let myself in. Your girlfriend was naked. Something else to consider here is that this person may remind you of somebody from your past, and especially if you've had some sort of an attachment trauma with a parent, you may expect more from a friendship. You may expect more attention than would normally be expected. If this is the case, you may need to sit down with a therapist and talk this over to figure out what's going on. Now, partnering with the idea of not acting in ways that might get somebody to turn away from you, maybe there's some ways that you could make it so that people will want to come towards you. Now, I don't want to advocate for you changing yourself or being inauthentic in any way, but what are some ways that you could accept influence from somebody to show that you're listening, that you care about them, and that you have some shared interests? Maybe instead of sharing what it is that you'd like to do with them, ask them what they would like to do. Oh, hey, I rented that movie that you want to watch. Something else to think about if this is someone who's just continually avoiding you is there friends that you could make elsewhere? Maybe you just need more friends so that your needs are getting met by a larger group of people. We can't rely on one friend to do everything. And sometimes as we go through life, our interests change and we just drift apart. So it's good to always have a variety of friends to draw from. Is this seat taken? I've never been here before. Are you from around here? Now, if you find that this is a pattern that you continually get into with all of your friends, you always seem to get close to them and then they always avoid you. Since it's a pattern, that might be a sign that there's something deeper going on, something psychological. So if this is something that you haven't been able to resolve on your own, that would be an indication that it's probably a good idea to go in to see a therapist who can recognize these patterns and who can understand the deep underlying things that may be causing you to have trouble here. Thanks for seeing me. I'm having trouble making friends, and I really don't get why. It really sucks when people are avoiding you, especially your friends. It's normal to feel hurt, and it's normal to feel lonely. It may feel like they're being mean to you, even if they're not doing it intentionally. What's important here is that you know that you do deserve good, healthy friendships. See if you can open up some communication and patch things up with the friends that you're having trouble with. But if you can't, know that that's also okay, and there will be plenty more people who would be happy to be friends with you. Now, I mentioned in this video how sometimes we might do some behaviors that aren't respecting of somebody else's boundaries. We might overstep them, and doing these things might drive somebody to start to avoid us. So if we don't know how to respect boundaries, we probably should. If you have trouble with boundaries, I have some free worksheets over up on my Patreon page. I use Patreon myself to support other people who are creating awesome things, and I am thankful to my patrons who help me to make videos like the one you're watching, and they help me on my mission of humanizing mental health. And speaking of mental health, if you're somebody who likes mental health, you like learning about this stuff, head over to youtube.com/RyanLiberty, hit that subscribe button, and hit the bell if you want to get notified each time I do a video. Let's hear from you. What have you done when somebody has been avoiding you who's your friend? Or, on the flip side, why have you been the person that's avoiding other people? I think that might actually be more interesting, because I know there's been a lot of people that I've avoided before, and I don't think we've ever really discussed why, so this is a nice place where we can do that. It kind of gives us like a little hidden peek into everybody's world. So leave that down below in the comments. Thank you everybody for joining me here on Of Two Minds.